been a while since I've been able to vlog with y'all and stuff, but it's things been a little hectic for me. So I figured I would go ahead and pick up the camera and kind of like show y'all what I've been doing today. I already got my dishes going and I have laundry going. It's 4:18 in the morning. I've got a lot to do today, so I will be taking y'all along. I've got to do some stuff for my Etsy shop. Got some chores I gotta do, and pretty much this is going to be a cleaning Etsy life update, momming, vlogging kind of day. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Out as much as possible, and I need a break from it. Got one more I can possibly cut, but it's like everything is either not cutting properly, or the registration marks is not going through, or it's just something, and I'm honestly just really frustrated with it. But I'm gonna make me a bowl of cereal. Lower y'all down so I can scoot y'all backwards. Alright, it is 6:45. So, gonna make me a bowl of cereal. So I got that last part cut, and then I went to go do my pictures for uploads, and my computer started acting extremely slow, so I did a shutdown on it to restart it. And then I had to go ahead and get the baby up, and I had to take everybody to where they gotta go. This one here is about to get on the bus.
Almost.
Almost.
Well, this bus can hurry up.
The bus will be here in about 5 minutes, bud.
Oh. So it's gonna be like 8 minutes?
5.
No, wait, like when the clock turns into an 8 or something.
Yeah, something like that. But that is an update. After I get him on the bus, I'm gonna go back to the house and we're gonna work on my listings and then start on July release, which I've got to find 2 more themes for July, and then I can start August, which I already have 1 theme for August. So what I might do is do like a color coordination on both. Just trying to figure out what I should do. But that is where we stand right now, and hopefully I was like hoping that I can go somewhere to a friend's house so I can get some work done and Liam can play and hang out and I won't be like alone. That's where we stand right now.
When I get off the bus, are you like pick me up and take me to the house?
To our house?
Why?
I don't know if I'm gonna go anywhere or not. Nobody's contacted me.
Maybe.
No one's contacted me yet, baby. Alright, your bus is down the road. I'll check back in with y'all when I get home. Working on some new content and story of my life. Look at my color. Here's my new ones I'm about to post. And he is not happy. So I gotta spend time with him too. Okay. So I really wanted to touch base with y'all because, okay, this is literally a week after that last clip. So probably around 20-30 minutes after I recorded that last little bit, I get a phone call from Aiden's school, and it says that my son's lips are blue and his face turned white and that he needs to go to the emergency room now. So I went in. I have a mosquito in here, I'm sorry. Like watching it bounce into my window, trying to see when it goes over to my... So I remember getting a phone call and then rushing to get Liam up because he was still in his PJs. So I had to get him dressed. I had to get myself dressed because I was still in my PJs. And I know you're probably thinking, why are you going to get dressed? You know, because I didn't have no unmentionables on. I was just doing what I was, you know, hanging out. And so we get him, and I still see the blue tint in his lips. It was just on the edge. And he hasn't had lunch yet, so I know it was not his Kool-Aid. I gotta turn the air on, guys. I'm sorry, it's hot. Go behind you. Okay. Okay, so when I picked him up, he still had blue on his lips. His face was back to being colored, but he had very, very red cheeks. And she said he's running a temperature, and then he's complaining about his stomach really hurting him. So I'm thinking, my kid's got appendicitis, and it's about to erupt, and I've got to hurry up and get him to the emergency room. So I go ahead, get him in a car, and my mom's like right down the road, and she goes, I'm coming to pick you up. You don't need to be driving because you're going to be freaking out the entire time. If he says anything about pain, you're going to want to check on him and everything. So I'll just drive. So my mom took us to the emergency room, and the emergency room that I picked does not have a pediatric center, but I guess for me, that's where I delivered Liam at. So if you deliver babies in a hospital, I would think that you would have a pediatric center there, because in case like the child needs medical attention. But I guess there's a difference between newborns and babies and children and stuff along that nature. But anyways, so I had that going on, and then we got transported to another hospital, and we had to stay the night there. And I will honestly say the second hospital that we went to, I actually had Aiden at that hospital. I was not very happy about certain things that took place in that hospital when I gave birth to Aiden, so that's why I didn't go there. However, the pediatric center there is phenomenal. I have to give this hospital 110% props, because like, it was actually quiet on the floor. We were right next to the playroom on that floor, and it was still quiet. We even had an extra bed in there for, the parents to stay the night. And there was, I know all hospitals have like miniature kitchens for, you to go get something and whatnot. But after 24 hours, they checked his blood cell or white blood count. It was up to 17, but it's not super high, but it was high enough to know that there's something going on and his body's working. Then they put him on a respiratory monitor to see if an infection went into his lungs, and he didn't, so he passed that. He took an IV like a champ. He probably took it better than I did. And then he also had a Wii in his room, which that's amazing to me. And it was just a very nice experience. And then we went and they put him on a medicine. I don't even remember what it is. He does not have MRSA. He does not have staph or anything like that. He had what was called a skin infection that was going into his bloodstream. And they went ahead and put him on medicine, but the entire time he was on this antibiotic, he had temperatures that was exceeding over 104. And when I called the pediatric center about his temperatures, they were like, oh, well, if it exceeds over 105, that's when you need to bring him back to the emergency room and we need to admit him again. So that kind of pissed me off, to be honest with you, because as far as I'm aware of, when you hit a certain amount of, when your temperature hits a certain point, you start developing like brain damage and you start having organ failures and things like that. But I'm not no doctor. I've never studied anything in a doctoring thing whatsoever. I'm not a well-educated person, and that's okay. But long story short, I called his on-call pediatric center, and they said that I needed to take him off his antibiotics immediately. I took him off his antibiotics, and within 12 hours, because the very next morning, I checked his temperature, and his temperature dropped down from 103 to 95.3. So we were in the clear for that. But then I had to go ahead and set up an appointment for him to go in for a checkup, because he was drooling. My son was drooling, guys. Like, what's up with that? So I went ahead and I checked him out and everything, and he has strep now. So he had to stay out of school until Wednesday. So today was his first day back at school, and here we are, and things have been extremely hectic previously because our house was broken into. Guys, things have just been messed up. It would be nice to finally catch a break. But I'm waiting until he gets to the bus stop. I probably have another like 10-15 minutes until he actually gets here. But I did want to touch base, and I'm going to finish out today's vlog and clip it onto a week ago's vlog, so it's all together, so y'all have a finished, completed thing as to why we are a little, I don't know, just things are just really hectic right now in my house.